Hey detectives, welcome to the crew. I'm Sealord Jenda, and this is my Let's Play of Disco Elysium. In the last episode, we all but finished exploring the map, really, unless this is a thing that I can access, but I didn't see any way to do so. So now, the only place we haven't gotten into is this church, which is reportedly...
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock, carelessly drilled into the wood.
It's apparently very haunted or full of people of some, I don't know. The wannabe musicians that told us the place was haunted were not maybe in fully sound mind, so we'll see what it's like. Let's see here.
The carving on the door is block-like and angular, like the church itself. Two large beams shoot downwards, sinking into the wood before they reach the threshold. The surface is smooth from the wind, but moist to the touch.
Place has got me very
Feels
rotted out.
exceptional. 300 tons of pine would fit together seamlessly. It's old too, cut and carved many centuries ago. This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles together a hasp and a staple screwed into the wooden door. The lock is adorned with a yellow sticker. It'll be easier to break the staple than the lock. Also, that sticker is interesting, somehow.
What's the sticker?
You see a yellow circle with two X's and a big curve below them that looks like a mouth. You're pretty sure you haven't seen it before, but what the symbol depicts is clear enough. A smiling dead guy. The curve makes it smile, and the X's make it dead.
A little
There
weird.
is something blindingly modern about this symbol. Its modernness puts to shame everything you've seen before. It's the contrast between the cheery, chemical yellow and the rigor mortis. As if the cheery guy didn't know he was dead, or the dead guy didn't care that he was. Either way, you get the sense the forces of future are at work here.
Very insightful. Seen this before?
He
King?
takes off his glasses and uses a blue handkerchief to thoroughly wipe them clean before inspecting the sticker. Then he looks up, pauses, and replies.
No.
What's it look like to you?
Looks like a dead man smiling. Suggests junior delinquency.
What is junior delinquency?
For Revachol aussi, the moral intern defined junior
Okay.
delinquents as minors between the ages of 10 and 16 who have committed an act in violation of the law. These acts aren't called crimes as they would be for adults. Crimes committed by minors are called delinquent acts. This was part of your officer's exams.
Sure. He puts the handkerchief in his coat pocket. What is suggestive of junior delinquency here,
I
Kim?
haven't seen that sticker before, and I'm not a youth.
But I agree, it's very modern. But does the cheery guy not know he's dead, or does the dead guy not care that he is? What's the source of the irony here?
That level of conceptual thinking is not part of my skill set.
Tragic. I'm gonna remove the sticker.
There's nothing like the sound of a sticker unpeeling. Now it's stuck to your thumb.
I'm putting it in my ledger.
Looks like today was a gold star
Nice, I've
day.
got style for my paperwork, finally. Okay, let's open the
The
padlock.
lock turns easily. You hear a click as the shackle pops open.
Let's go.
A great whoosh of air rushes into the dark innards of the church, as though rushing to fill a great vacuum. In the heart of the city,
Okay. Oh my. Let's see. There's a lot of equipment in here. Let me, not this. Let me get my flashlight back out. More of the forked lightning pattern you saw outside. Bark beetles? No, it looks intentional. Some long forgotten style. This grotesque wooden figure looks half finished. The figure was added later. It's not part of the original church. Okay. What's all this stuff then? Blackboard is filled with complex equations. They look recent. Something to do with radio frequencies? The bowl is filled with water. A live wire runs directly into it. What? Oh, there's a bunch of those too. Could these wires work as contact microphones? Oh, great.
The silence in this part of the church, it's almost palpable. All the shifting matter and shuffling of living things is gone. Nothing seems to exist beyond the church anymore. Maybe if you were to stand in just the right spot, even your footsteps would be completely silent. And
Yes,
then
here's something.
it's gone. Almost all of it, but for the faintest of hums. It seems the sound here is detached from its source somehow, if not blotted out outright. Truly unusual. Sounds like the Pale.
How do I know what the Pale sounds like?
From recordings of the Far Pale. You've heard them. We all have.
Oh,
You can hardly hear your own breathing.
give me a nice
Your
sound.
voice is barely audible. Not a howl, but the softest of whimpers. You produce a few muffled thumps, after which the silence feels even more total, somehow.
Kim, what the hell's happening?
The lieutenant points to his ears and shakes his head. Then he leans closer.
Can you hear anything?
Not really. It's quite extraordinary. I've never experienced anything like this.
I wonder why the church was built with such strange acoustics.
Well, I have heard of churches built with very specific acoustics.
Maybe the church was designed this way to prevent boisterous activity, singing and dancing, on its premises.
Maybe they wanted to discourage singing and dancing, Kim.
Could be.
He doesn't seem entirely convinced, though.
Yeah, let's look up.
The orderly rows of ceiling panels become barely visible, then disappear completely in the darkness of the tower overhead.
What if I don't want to know what's up there?
The silence, the darkness, they've enveloped you as in a cocoon. You cannot move anymore.
Uh-oh. Well, passed. Is there a creepy crawling guy? I'll see one.
It's like there's something moving up there.
Ah,
A shadow has emerged from the tower and it's making its way toward you through all the other shadows.
I don't actually physically that shadow, maybe. On the ceiling?
Yes, the darkness makes the ceiling feel infinitely far away.
Follow its movements?
It's not a shadow anymore, becoming more substantial as it gets closer. The shape of an animal descends.
Oh my.
Officer, is there something up there?
The lieutenant follows your gaze, tempted to see whatever it is that you're seeing.
Oh no, you've lost sight of it. Where did it go?
Fuck. Time to blink. Oh dear. Oh, hello. You're the
You
thing
see something hanging from the rafters, looking straight at you with dark eyes.
You're the Spider-Man the kids were talking about.
Maybe it's possible to talk to it.
Hi, Tiago. It's not immediately aggressive, so that's good. What's up, Tiago?
The shadow is a man. A man made of the same stuff as the carpentry of the building. He is studying you intently. The Crab Man.
A crab man, that's right, that's what they called him. Who's there?
The man leaned forward a little, fixing you with a steady, unreadable gaze, then speaks.
Habitual alcohol use has made you into a scared little pussy, Holmes. But don't worry, everything's gonna be alright. You come to the right place.
Well, that's not what I expected.
That accent is Villalobos, a peninsula in Mesk and a district in Jamrock. There's a sizable contingent of Villalobos-speaking Mesks in Rivershore.
Takes a bit of the supernatural aura away. Alright, right place for what?
Here you can receive the mother's love. And when you're ready, she will take your hand and lift you out of the despair at the bottom of that bottle.
This man is obviously a habitual narcotics user. Do we really need to question him?
Yes.
Hey, and what was that about, the bottle again? You haven't even drank that much lately. Lay off it already. Shish.
I do have a bit of a problem. It's been getting out of hand lately.
Está crudo, way. I see deep inside you. Your body and your spirit are suffering greatly from overindulgence. And you don't even know it.
No, I'm actually very in touch with my suffering.
Not all of it. I was like you once. You don't know all the havoc El Vino is wrecking on your mind and your spirit. Necesita parar, homie.
You know, actually, since we're here, you may want to pay attention to what the ceiling climber is saying.
Yeah, I feel like you have a point there.
Don't trust me. Trust the mother. I'm only the messenger, Holmes.
His voice echoes in the cold air of the church.
This is the Church of the Mother of Silence. You are welcome here.
He sways gently on the beams, waiting for you to take it all in.
You have no idea what the fuck he's talking about. Is he just trying to throw you off your game? 'Tis not an act, my liege. Save him perchance, he hath deceived his very self. This man is a zealot.
You know where the other spooker
Other
is?
spooker? Oh, esa viejita es muy estudiosa. Don't know, Holmes.
Viejita is grandma?
There's another person living in the church, and it's a grandma?
No. I just call her viejita because of her clothes. She's actually quite young. Or maybe not that young. Age is just one of the many masks we wear.
And you don't know where she is?
That's what I said, Holmes.
So the place isn't that big. How do you not know when you both live here?
Don't really follow her comings and goings. Just see her typing on her computer now and then. We got different interests.
So you got nothing else? How she looks, what she does, who she is?
I'm afraid not, Essay. You just have to wait until she comes back, or...
He shrugs.
Or search through her radio computer.
There's some ravers want to turn this place into a nightclub.
The ones in the tent outside, right? I see them. Think they scared of me.
Do they have reason to be scared?
Nah, man. They look pretty funny. And I don't harm no one anymore. Anyway.
Anymore? So what are we thinking about the nightclub?
Why not? They wouldn't bother me none.
Oh,
I'm
he's not
usually
cool with it,
way
actually.
up there, imbibing. Ain't no music on earth that can reach where I go.
Okay,
Might
huh?
even be nice to have some company.
You must be the crab man.
Never known myself to be a crab. But if that's the name you got for me, I won't stop you from using it.
You're really more like a spider.
I always thought of myself more like a flame, flickering along the rafters and beams. It may be that I gotta work on my technique.
That's not
enough.
the only technique he's working on. Look at those carved sculptures. And is that a satchel of tools over there?
Did you carve all these sculptures, Tiago?
Sure am. Whittling wood used to be something I just did to busy my hands. Now I use those same hands in service of something greater than my own restlessness.
All right, let's consider the context and meaning here.
Promoting the objectification of women. They're trying to become one with the church or the mother?
It's all just for the mother, man. No need to overthink it.
I see. Well, what were you before you became a crab man and a wood carver?
I was in a gangway, but my memories of that time are fading. Most of them are already gone.
I lost my memory too, but hey, it's like I get to create a whole new me, right?
That's not really the point, I say. You gotta give yourself over to service. Service of the mother, that is.
Do you remember your name, sir?
Tiago's my name, but those syllables don't mean much to me these days. A name isn't just your identity, but also, so to speak, your place amongst your fellows, your place in the world. I ain't got no use for such a place anymore.
Well, my name's Harry.
That's just the thing, Holmes. None of that matters.
He ignores your hand, his limbs a mere shadow below the ceiling. What you doing here?
This is a special place. There's a perforation in the world up there, a way out into nothingness. This church was built around it for purposes of veneration. I circled it, nurtured by the silence bestowed by the mother. One of these days, I'll be pure enough to go drink from it directly.
Who is this mother of silence?
Oh, that's no simple question, Essa. She is one who can be painted or sculpted. She is a cavity in the dark beyond sense. She saved me, but I couldn't describe her to you. No one can, Holmes, and no one ever will.
Unhelpful, but what happens when you drink from the perforation?
I will be incinerated, but not destroyed. Finally, I won with the state of the world before reality began.
Doesn't sound great.
That sounds a bit like substitution behavior, no? You know a thing or two about that.
Are you sure you didn't switch one drug for another, Tiago?
It's not like that at all, man. It's just faith and joyful service.
Okay, you just said you would be incinerated, so...
Too gleeful, those words. He is lying. Not to you. To his very own self.
Faith is a sort of drug, right?
I heard that before, Way. And I know I can't convince you on the spot. But think, when's the last time you woke up from silent communion with a hangover, regretting what you did last night?
I think maybe love was my drug of choice and I'm still quite hungover.
She took you for a good spin, huh? Don't worry, bro. That love is but a drop compared to the ocean of the mother's love. The mother will eat all of you and never spit you out.
Well, let's agree to disagree.
I know it will take time. Don't sweat it.
So, what exactly?
I know it will take time.
What?
Don't sweat it.
Okay. Still don't understand what you're doing in the church.
I'm a seraph, Holmes. I sing the mother's glory.
Well, singing's good. We should all sing more.
I don't mean literal singing, Holmes. This is the mother of silence we're talking about. It's the singing of a burning heart. You may be thinking, but fire crackles. No, Holmes. That's the material that's burning. The flames themselves are without sound.
Okay, how'd you find this
Hard
place?
to say. I think I did some construction work here, back when I still had material worries. Up there, I realized what the true purpose of the church was. Been spending a lot of time here ever since. The past is nothing to me now, Way. It didn't belong to me.
The sinewy figure lingers on the wooden beams, blending into the shadows.
You wouldn't happen to know why the church was abandoned.
Police raid a while back.
He responds, his voice suddenly flat.
Did you witness it?
Not really, or at least I don't remember much of it anymore. The mother's love has done its job. That's what's so great about the mother. It lets you forget about everything.
He has excessive pale exposure, doesn't he? But there's a reference to the pale here. And didn't he say it explicitly? Or he said he didn't say pale, but he said there's a hole in reality or something. There must be some pocket or something of pale in this church.
It looks like he truly doesn't remember. There's a vagueness to his sense of time.
And he's just hanging out around it, like drinking it. Okay then, thanks.
Why does art inspire you so much?
It does, but what is art?
Excellent question. Art is a diverse range of visual, literary, auditory, and performative creativity. It's an expression of imagination and technical skill. Additionally, it's history, criticism, and pure enjoyment. In short, art is the highest form of human communication, representation, narrative, emotion, and agency intertwined.
Would I fit in the art world?
Have you looked in the mirror lately? To be honest, you have the exact features of the modern artist, with that wild hair and those clothes. Perhaps you should try to write poetry someday and critique architecture.
Is architecture also art?
Of course not. It's
Oh.
autism, box drawing, masturbation with a ruler and a sextant or whatever they use. You should demean and criticize the genteel institution of architecture while extolling the virtues of the pure arts.
Is music art?
Only the most experimental kind.
Yes, I have been feeling critical lately.
Yes, you seek substance. No vapid representations and reproductions of social mores as made manifest in stuffy biennials. We're talking real living art here. Become the art cop. Half art critic, half cop.
No, you know what? We have other
Bravo.
things to explore.
Continue, then, the mediocre and vulgar epigones of the world. So what if everything is incomprehensibly shit and you can see it? Take no responsibility. This was a good call. That guy probably thinks forensics is autism too.
Yeah. I'm okay with being... I like architecture. Cracked pane of glass. Colorful. Silk scarf, +1 pain threshold. Frost has drawn flowers on the glass, obscuring the view. Figure drawn in frost on the window, depicting a deer. Okay, so the shadow crab guy's up there, and he's just chilling. He seems harmless, to be honest. Could be wrong, but... let me check out what's over here first. Funny. Mask Banger's red brogues plus empathy. Is Mask Bang... the scarf belonged to the same person, didn't it? What? Where do I have to stand to look at this? Spider has spun its web around this wood-carved pillar. I wonder if the other person who lives here is Mask Banger. Two decks of reel-to-reel tapes spinning on empty. Portable Harman Wowshe tape recorder. Is it possible it's recording something? Well, that is how tape recorders work. Someone's siphoning electrical current from outside into this antenna. Oh,
A machine stands in the corner, watched over by the figures on the stained glass window. It's turned on and quivering with soft electricity.
Another radio computer. And this time it's already turned on.
He seems cautious around the machine.
We should leave. I doubt this place bears any connection to the case.
Yes, but this looks just like the machine in the doomed commercial area.
It's also quite similar to the one we have down at the station. Must be the same model.
Inspects the machine's framework, careful not to touch anything.
The one you saw earlier was the Ream Civic. This is the Ream Prefect, a model number RC7024, equipped with a Feld mainframe and a Ream-compatible interim printer. The Ream Prefect is the governmental version of the commonly used Ream Civic model. Although mostly based on the same technology, the Ream Prefect is equipped with better noise attenuation circuits.
So this is the government model, and it's built for audio purposes. Interesting.
You see fluorescent play and print buttons on the keyboard. A hatch connected to the central compartment is wide open. The lieutenant says nothing. You see the machine's glowing frame reflected back from his diamond-shaped glasses. You're free to proceed. Behind the hatch sits a cube-like crisscross of filaments, smoldering in the dark like fireflies. Silver tape on the side says, in black marker, log, February to March. Another filament memory. Press play to talk with the repeater. The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. An old lady greets you. Her voice sounds 100 years old.
Good afternoon, Fortress Accident on Saint-Brun. This is the East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat, is this the personal log?
It's the same old woman you spoke with through the radio computer in the doomed commercial area.
Hey Yvonne, it's me again. How are you?
Good, thank you. Please repeat, is this the personal log?
Fortress accident, like the one in the doomed commercial area?
I have 2 machines registered to this company name in Martinez. One on Saint-Brun, the other on Rue de Saint-Ghislain.
Interesting, so it does belong to the same company.
Saint-Brun, that's the church.
Yeah.
And Rue de Saint-Ghislain, that's the doomed commercial area.
Anything else I can help you with?
Yeah, the tape on the filament just said log, February to
Good.
March.
Please repeat the password.
Let's look around. There's no use trying to guess the answer. Maybe he knows something.
Yeah, I don't know the password.
Received. I will register this login attempt. Fortress Accident, is there anything else I can do for you today?
Nope, done with this call.
Goodbye, Fortress Accident.
She says as her voice disappears to a
The
world of
machine's
static.
keyboard is still illuminated. Revealed, nothing happens.
Okay.
Fairweather V500. Remember that weakness you were looking for in the ceramic armor? Like, maybe it can only stop small, fast projectiles, but a large, slow-moving pry bar would shatter it? Or, if I run an electrical current through it, maybe it will melt. Or, personal favorite, frequency something something radio weapon? None of that would work. You need to shoot the part of the enemy that doesn't have Fairweather T500 on it, because the armor itself is invulnerable. Good news is, so are the armor pieces on you.
Fair enough. +2 hand-eye coordination against anybody with FD500. That could save us,
Turn into a penalty.
or it could be useless. Sorry. It's probably useless, but we'll see. Well, literally impossible to say if that's useless or not. Okay, you back here, Mr. Crabman. Tiago. Do you know the password to this computer?
Oh, hey, wait. There's coffee in the back. Oh, wait. I meant the mother's love.
Okay.
Coffee in the back. Something familiar about that. Coffee and stale cookies.
I feel like I've heard that somewhere
Look,
before.
man. I'm at liberty to talk about the sacred blaze of the mother's glorious heart, but not about the coffee.
I see. Have you heard the Vietas say the password to a radio computer?
Too many times, essay. You need it for something.
Surveys are a good way to fish for personal information, especially in the name of public safety.
Well, it's for a first-degree murder
The
investigation.
lieutenant raises his eyebrow, but doesn't say anything.
Don't sweat it, Vato. The password is afterlife death.
I feel like he would hate the survey more.
What you think of that? Makes me almost pity La Nilita Pequeña when I hear it.
It is pretty
I
morbid.
think we're done here, essay.
Oh, the figure crawls off into the
That
darkness
was
above.
an interesting conversation.
Yes.
However, I'm still not sure how it's relevant to our investigation.
He has a point in the sense that this is obviously and completely irrelevant to our investigation. Well, because it's a game, it will probably tie back in somehow, but there's absolutely no evidence of any kind that it's related in any way to the murder investigation.
The machine's keyboard is still the speaker comes to life.
Good afternoon.
Hey, Vaughn.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Afterlife death?
Good. I have unlocked the filament. After ending the call, please press print to access the filament.
Thanks, Yvonne.
Votre accident. Is there anything? Goodbye.
The machine's keyboard is still the printer prints out a long text document with dated paragraphs. It looks a bit like someone's journal.
Alright,
The
let's read it.
first entry, made on the 4th of February, 51, by an unknown author, is short and concise. Arrived at the church. The door was boarded up, so I used the crowbar to get inside. Looks like the place has been deserted. Nothing out of the ordinary, but I'll ask around. Need to figure out how to get the electricity in. The lieutenant leans closer, scouring the printout over your shoulder. Just as you finish reading, he looks up, muttering under his breath.
4th of February. That's over a month ago. Whoever set up those machines has been here for quite a while.
Think this could be connected to the case?
Our case? No, I don't think so. It must be some local eccentric.
Alright, second entry.
6th of February, 51. Had a little chat with the local fishermen. Said I shouldn't go near that place, that the church was spooky and ridden with narcotics. It's a little spooky, all right. Still haven't figured out the electricity. 7th of February, 51. Finally got the electricity in. Next on the agenda, a new antenna. I'm thinking ESCA series, something advanced.
When I ask the question, although it seems like probably she needs to work the radio computer since it works on radio,
Why would anyone need any of this equipment here?
he steps on a wire running on the ground, inspecting it with his boot.
8th of February, 51. Bought the antenna, had some problems setting it up. Called Simo for help. Heard the others are back to making art. Drinking somewhere out of town. Sulislav started a rock band again. Lexi has been seen asking money from strangers. But at least the artists have their act together. They're qualified labor. They can get work anywhere. Graphic design, ads. The programmers are doing fine too. I mean, they're programmers. The writers, though, they're fucked. I just have to find out what caused that data loss and be done with it. Still don't understand how it managed to wipe out the backup, when the backup wasn't even connected to the front. I know. Everyone thinks it's impossible. They say I must be lying. I'm here to set it right.
Okay, this is clearly connected to that role-playing game in the doomed commercial area, but I don't feel like the place was the place not doomed to fail anyway? Did they manage to just lose the whole data set for the game or something?
Seems like something to do with radio computers. Unfortunately, I don't know enough about them to understand what the author is saying. Something about the backup data getting destroyed, and how everyone thought it was the author's fault. Let's just keep reading.
What are they? All
I
these
think these people worked in the radio
Agreed,
computer
yeah.
games business. The one we saw in the Doom commercial area. They must be our former co-workers.
12th of February, 51. Brought some food from the grocery store. Apparently, there's a strike going on in the harbor. Definitely not happy to see the Martinez people again. Everything's now set up in the church. Going to start working tomorrow, 8 a.m.
The strike. We are nearing the date of the murder. Keep reading. I'm interested now. I want to know what's that radio anomaly that sent this person here in the first place.
25th of February, 51. I've been sending data up to Lintel for a while now, trying to recreate the data loss, but nothing. Didn't even feel like logging in, the disappointment. But I did discover a curious audio-spatial anomaly at the back of the church. I've named it the Swallow. It swallows sound. Need to get some mics.
Is she talking about?
I would say so, yes.
28th of February, 51. Yes, the first recordings confirm that the swallow is real and I'm not just losing my mind. It's a pillar of silence with a diameter of approximately 3 meters. Seems like the higher I go, the less I record. This might be a coincidence, or it could be connected. to the data loss that led me here.
The Pillar of Silence. She is talking about the silence. Is she suggesting it's more than just an architectural quirk?
But what could it be
The
then?
lieutenant doesn't answer. He follows your gaze, studying the basins. The water shines in them. No ripples. March 51. Some kind of young disco men have appeared next to the church. I've been trying to record the silence to find the epicenter, but now it turns out I've also been capturing the future of dance music, one neo-disco song over and over again.
Unfortunately.
Fortunately, the song is so monotonous, I was able to devise an algorithm to factor it out. The other day, one of the disco men came in. Before I could even say hello, she got scared and left. Good, I don't want anyone distracting me from my work. That disco man must be a cell.
Yeah, it must be a
The
seal.
girl on the ice? Sounds like her, yes.
March 51. I got a call from the repeater station. Someone has tried to access the radio computer in our old office in Martinez. Can't do anything about it. The storekeeper still doesn't
That's
want
me,
to
alright.
let me inside the building. Thinks I'm part of some kind of curse. How Martinez of her.
That's me.
I knew it wasn't a good idea to meddle with that machine.
Doesn't seem to have done
No,
anything,
no.
really.
It was a great idea. You're learning things. This is how you learn things about machines. March 51. A new 2-meter aux cable. Noodles. Crackers. Ping energy drinks. Water. Toothpaste. Gum. Also some canned air. Your reading is interrupted by the
hello.
sound of the church door opening. A strange woman makes straight for the radio computer.
What's up, Suna? Thanks for watching, detectives. New parts will be up every other day, or you can watch live on Twitch. If you did enjoy, consider leaving a like and subscribing. And have a nice day, detectives. This is Sea Lord Jenda, signing off.